It's Damn Good Time Podcast. Damn good time. A damn good time.
Back with another one.
Oh, yeah. Another one. I'm feeling fucking good, too, dude. I'm ready to have a damn good time.
Getting there. You know?
Yeah.
The weather is a breaking, folks.
That's right. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. I'm Steve Schaefer.
And Cody Adams.
And this is a Damn Good Time Podcast.
Hit him with it.
Hit him with it.
Feeling chill.
We're gonna hit him with it.
I'm not so high energy right now. Just chill.
Dude, it's
Chill, man.
it's time to relax, man. It's time to fucking relax. I know, your boat's on the water.
Yeah.
Mine's gonna be getting there.
Yeah.
I've had a busy week just prepping and working and shit on that boat.
Yeah.
Get off work on the boat, go to bed, get off 4 days straight, man. Like, just grinding.
It's kind of funny. And I don't know if this sounds braggy to people. Some people will be like, you guys are assholes. But it's funny that we have so many people that have so many boats on one lake.
Yeah.
It's like, why don't you guys just all get on the same boat? Well, schedules don't work out that way.
Right.
And there's a lot of people.
There are, and a lot of kids.
Yeah.
Dude, if we all got on one pontoon with all the kids and all the people, like, it'd be too cramped. It'd be way too cramped.
Crap my style.
And then sometimes it's like, well, hey, especially with kids, yours is still in diapers, so it's a little bit easier. It's like, oh, we just got to change a diaper. Mine aren't. It's like, well, we got to go somewhere and take a shit, like, oh, we gotta, and then we got other friends too. So it's like, well, we got to go pick so and so up. It's like 14 people get back on the boat, so we can go pick up 15 and 16. Like, it's nice having. We all have our own boats, man.
Yeah. I mean, we used to pack a lot of people on my boat. Probably overpack it.
Yeah.
On like July 4th and stuff. To just go out, watch fireworks, spend the day out there. It's like, oh, I got 8 people on my boat now, and this boat's ready for 6.
Yeah. And I mean, there's plenty of room for them on there, but it gets cramped. It's just easier when you got
coolers
your space.
and bags, and everybody brings snacks and brings all their shit.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, thankfully this year I have a bigger boat now, so
Yeah.
that was a sweet deal for me. I'm very happy about that. But
Yeah, you made out like a bandit on that one.
Yeah.
For show.
For sure. So yeah, it'll be a fun year, but the reason we're talking about this so much is because it's like my boat we put in last weekend.
Yep.
We
got
the day
the
after doing the
dock in
podcast,
and shit.
dock in, and he docks with me, so his boat's going in tomorrow. We're just out there like looking over his boat, like
Yeah.
Just one of those things. Like
And
when you get older, you're just like
check this thing out that I put on there. Like, oh, how much you pay for that? That's a good idea. I think I need to put that on my boat. Like, I'm gonna put that on my boat.
Old men shit.
Yeah. Just literally, that's what it is. That's what we do now.
And then our other best friend Tyler, that has been on the podcast. I'm sure you guys have seen him. He bought himself a little runner boat, so he's gonna have a boat. My neighbor, who's a good friend, he's got a boat. My brother's got a boat.
Yeah.
Actually, both my brothers technically have a pontoon, but my other brother doesn't go in as much. But
Right. But there's a lot of boats going on.
there's so many boats. But you know what? It's fine. It's
right.
It's our lake, so
And that's even
we dominate it.
I know, and we touched on the subject last year. Me and Sarah basically bought that boat out of spite, because there was a family vote and all this other shit, and we got kind of boosted off the boat with no warning. So we're like, we're buying a fucking boat out of spite.
Boom.
So last year I didn't want to dive into it too hard, which I did, but like also it's like, is this just going to be a fad? Is this going to be a thing? Like, is this just the flavor of the year or whatever? But now, coming back into this year, I'm super excited about it. It's like, you know what? Nope, we are 100% fucking boat people now, sure, dude.
Yeah.
It was a great summer on the lake last year. So glad we did it. And now we're even talking like, okay, now we need a new boat. But now it's, like 5 years.
Go a few years. Yeah.
We'll let the kids trash this one really well. And then,
right.
And then once they get a little older and more responsible, then we'll get the nicer one.
Yeah, I just finally upgraded, and I went, I don't know,
Yeah.
9 years on my 8 years, I think 8 years, 7 or 8 years on my
Yeah.
boat, of it being like a party boat.
Yeah.
And like, you know, when I got it, it was like pristine. I never covered it. My seats started
Right.
ripping. Things like that happened.
I learned that hard lesson.
Yeah, like that's why I was like, with you, I was like, hey,
Yeah.
man, you should probably cover your boat. And you're like, that'll be fine. I'm like, you know, I don't know.
Yeah. So I learned that lesson hard because we never covered it. Like, that's a hassle. Like, they're made to be in the weather, right? They're weatherproof, right? It's waterproof. Like, it's supposed to do this, but that sun
sun.
bakes that vinyl, dude. And especially,
Oh.
you know, we talk about these boats. Mine's fucking 95. Wasn't that, you know?
Yeah.
It's an old boat. It wasn't that expensive. It's been through a lot of years of sitting in the sun. And then also just that last year of not covering, there are spots in that seat, like once you put any weight on it, that vinyl is now just like brittle and paper. It
Yeah,
just
just-
crack,
yeah.
pop, crack, pop. So I had to put a bunch of vinyl tape over it. I mean, it looks janky because it's tape, but I feel like I did a pretty good job, pretty good tape job on it.
Yeah, I mean, thing, and it depends on the situation where your boat's at. We're gonna
Yeah.
have a lot of boat talk right now. We apologize, everybody.
This
but
is going to be
here's
the fucking boat episode.
Here's
Sorry.
here's some boat information for you.
We'll probably
If you're
talk about
docked
some
in the
other
shade
shit.
all the time,
Then fuck
you
it.
don't have to worry about your seats as much.
The other thing is,
But you're gonna have moldy ass carpet.
and if you're docked in the shade all the time, you're gonna get all the pine needles or the
Well,
leaves.
Your boat's gonna
and
be gross. Like
bugs.
my brother's boat, for example,
Yeah,
is docked in the shade all the time.
yeah.
His carpet's riddled. His boat gets riddled with mold.
Mm-hmm.
Because mold can grow in a cooler,
Yeah.
sunlight climate. Now we don't get any mold or anything, but we get direct sunlight,
Yep.
and it is mean to your
And
seats.
it bakes that vinyl and it just makes it so brittle, so brittle.
Yeah,
I still got a lot of good spots that didn't get too bad, but on the front right there, they got fucked.
yeah.
You know, and I'm like, okay, we have to cover it more. And it's not even like I have a bad cover. There's a couple little rips in it by the snaps, but other than that, like it's all intact too.
Yeah.
Like I've got I folded it out. I'm like, this thing is
You
this
just
is a
got.
good cover. Why didn't I ever fucking use
And
it?
it takes you 5 minutes to slap it on. Like it
Yeah.
really does not take that long. It's just
Well,
you get done with the day, and you're like, I want to be done.
I do believe a lot of that stems off of the fact that we never covered it once. So we don't have the system down.
Yeah, once you get systems,
You know, it's like, hey, boys, you know, we get everybody unload everything off the thing. And then even at that point, I'd be like, you guys haul the shit up to the car. Yeah, I can let, you know, that's dumb. You know
Right.
what? You guys do all the heavy lift and haul all that shit to the car. I'll cover the boat. And then at that point, I'm probably taking the easy route out, you know?
yeah, oh yeah,
And Sarah's up there with the kids. The kids, get in the car. Why is all the dirt, wet clothes here? No, put the towels in the back. Or like this, that, and the other. She can order that. And then I'm doing the hardest thing, babe. I'm covering the fucking boat. When really, it's probably not that hard. It's probably the easiest task out of all that.
it's always a little bit of pain because like I think with yours it was like same as my old one where you had to crawl in the boat,
Yeah.
crawl in the boat at the end to set the poles.
Yeah, because if it was little covers for individual seats, that seems a lot. And then even at that
You're
point,
gonna be
it's like,
done by the time you get back to the dock.
yeah, and even at that point too, with that cover, yeah, with that style of cover too, like it's the end of it's like 4:00 in the afternoon. We're just gonna go out for a couple hours. You just uncover the main seats, leave the other ones covered up. You don't have
Yeah.
to uncover the whole fucking boat at that point.
Exactly.
Whereas me, I have to uncover the whole fucking boat because it's one big one.
Yeah.
And so we never got in the habit of it. But this year
Yeah.
I'm gonna take it on. I'll hold that weight on my shoulders.
Well, it's good. It took me 6 years to figure out that I was really messing up. So
Right.
it's good that it only took you one season.
One season, yeah.
Because it took me that long, and then my seats started cracking, and things started happening.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, you got to cover it.
And then there was a little bit of shame involved too. I feel it was last year. I know you and Justin both were talking to me about the durability of it. Like, no, you're just gonna, you need to make it last longer by covering. I'm like, yeah. And then Tyler kind of told me like, no, only pieces of shit don't cover their boat. Do you want to be a piece of shit? I'm like, no, I don't want to be a piece of shit. I want to be a good person. He's like, well, pieces of shit don't cover their boat. Is that what you want to be? I'm like, fuck, okay. I don't want to be that fucking hillbilly. I don't want to be a piece of shit. Like, Now I can be like, I used to be a piece of shit, but I'm not anymore.
And it looks better when it's covered up. You know, you get to, like, when you walk down to it, it's all like, oh, look, it's nice and covered.
Yeah.
It looks prettier.
Look at these responsible ass people.
I took 5 minutes to put my cover on.
Yeah.
And now, like, when you walk away from it, you look down, you're like, it's nice and covered
She's all
up.
packed
She's
up.
looking pretty.
She's all
ready to
packed.
go.
She's ready to sleep for the night because I care about her. I got her tucked in.
Yeah, if you know you're coming out the next day,
Right. Yeah.
no, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah. You uncover it. You uncover it Saturday. You cover it up Sunday night. You know.
right. Yeah.
On long weekends, you cover it up Monday night.
You sometimes toe line there because then you don't come out on the next day, and you're like, oh, no, and then it's gonna rain all week, and you're like, no, I really got to go cover it.
Yeah, but then at that point too, I'll be like, you know what? Because I get off work at like 3:30, unless I'm traveling. If I'm out of state, then it's like, well, it's just going to be uncovered this week. But if I'm in state, then it's like, well, I could just pop in after work, 10, 20 minutes, pop the cover back on, and I'm good to go.
Say hi to Cody.
Yeah, stop in, say hi to Cody, step the kids.
Covering up the boat.
Hey guys, it's covered up. How you guys doing? Okay, having a din. Kids getting nuggies. That's dope. All right, see you later.
Nah, it's just one of those things that there's a reason they make boat covers.
Right. Well, and it's and I should know better too because I'm in the maintenance field. So whenever I go out and I inspect and I work on these machines, it's like, you guys know, I wouldn't have to do this every fucking year. You wouldn't have to put all this money into it every year if you just took 5 minutes and cleaned it, or you took 5 minutes and like lubed up this part, or cleaned out this track, or just do these little things, and then it doesn't turn into a bigger, more expensive problem. Just 5 minutes.
Yeah.
But everybody's in a hurry nowadays.
It's everything in life. I mean, that's why, like, some of these products are so popular out there that they sell. It's because it makes your life just a little bit easier. And if you can make your life just a little bit easier, that product make millions.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And it's the dumb things like a boat cover where at the time it doesn't make your life easier.
Right.
But in the long run, it does. You don't see the immediate results, but in the end game, you get the results.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Because I'm already thinking, like, man, maybe like next year or two, I could take it and get the seats revinyled and shit like that. That'll be cheaper than buying a new boat, and then it'll be like I have a new boat. But that's still a lot of money. I wouldn't have to do that if I just covered my fucking boat.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
You live and you learn, I guess.
You live, you learn, and you get huggies.
Yeah.
Wait, no. That's wrong. Loves. I don't know. I don't know.
I think it is because live, learn, loves. It's all else.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Never use your diapers.
Live, learn, boat covers.
Boat covers. But anyways.
Yeah.
So we feel like summer's pretty much upon us.
Yep.
Kids are done with school, yeah?
They have one more week.
Oh, they do?
One more week, and I think they have to go in the day after Memorial Day for like a half day.
That's dumb.
Yeah, but I mean...
Who orchestrated that shit?
New Philadelphia school systems did.
Idiots.
But, somebody was... I guess, I think Tusky Valley, like one of the other school districts close to us, I think they go into June and stuff.
Oh, I heard a lot of schools were done already. So that's why I thought that, but maybe that was like grade school.
Yeah, I don't know. It could be, or it could even be high. I know a lot of high school graduations are going on now too, so it could be the higher grades.
Gotcha.
Shit like that. I don't know. New Philly still has one more week and a day,
Why would you do that?
and the boys already have senioritis too. Like it was Monday, and he's like, "We only got 2 more weeks of school left." I'm like, "Yeah, dude, that's awesome." And then Wednesday comes home, he's like, "Is our last day tomorrow?" I'm like, "Nobody has not been 2 weeks. It's only been 2 days." Like, I get what you're feeling right now, but it's still got it's only been 2 days, not 2 weeks. You have no concept of time right now, apparently.
It's always exciting to get that 3 months off.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, imagine if your job was like that. You know, you might have to work.
Oh my God.
You got 3 months off.
The politician. You work, well, you barely work for 2 years or whatever your term is, and then you spend imagine going into your fucking job right now and being like, you know what? There's a bigger, better job out there. I'm gonna take the next 6 months off trying to go get that job. But if I don't get it, I'm coming back. You know? Like if I don't
Hold my
get that-
spot.
Yeah,
Hold my spot.
yeah.
Hold my spot.
I'm not gonna do any fucking. I'll sign some papers, maybe. I'll put in
Yeah.
a vote. I'll put in my 2 cents. But I'm not gonna do it. All my work's gonna be focused on getting this new job for the next 6 months to a year. And then if it doesn't work out, I'm still coming back. But if it works out, so long.
Yeah.
Like what the fuck is that, dude?
Hold my spot in line here.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna go to the front and see if I can get in.
I'd love to like see what a real job does when you're like, yeah, no, I'm interviewing for this new job. It's a huge process. It's gonna be at least 6 months, but this isn't my 2-week notice yet.
No, I still hold my spot.
yeah.
But I want to nose into the front of the line.
Could be back.
Yeah.
Could be back.
Yeah.
But it might not be. I don't know.
If I get in the front of the line, you get nothing for it.
Right.
But just to let you know,
Yeah, yeah.
politics are stupid.
We should have been politicians, man. We'd have way better boats.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
Yeah, we could have spent millions on boats because it's just been like, oh, no, we take our best people out on it.
right. Oh, this is for
Fundraising.
This is for democracy. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, no, not even. I'm sitting there thinking like, oh, there's foreign people coming in. I want to schmooze them so
Diplomats.
we can get some. Yeah, we got these diplomats coming in. I'm gonna have them out on my boat so we get better trade policies. No, it's probably more like, oh, you know that new job that I'm trying for? I'm getting these people to come in to give me money so that I can have a better bid on that new job.
And
But
they-
I'm probably gonna be back.
They ain't coming out on this piece of shit boat.
No,
No.
it's a yacht, dude.
No, they need to come out on my yacht.
I wonder. I know. So on Atwood Lake, right?
Yeah.
I know there's a horsepower limit.
Right.
Is there a boat style limit?
No, I doubt it. Because there's houseboats that are bigger than my house on that lake.
But they're still technically big pontoons. You don't see like a yacht style thing,
I think you could do it.
you know, or even like the bigger fishing boats. Like, yeah, it's gonna suck because you only have a 25 horse on it, but
If you paid the right amount of money, you can do anything you want.
that's true.
And they did. So we have like a kind of a conservancy that runs our lake because it's built into a water system.
Yeah.
Blah 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 to control
It's
flooding.
The Muskingum Watershed Conservancy District.
Oh, gee, we're getting black right now. No, I'm just kidding.
They should be able to shout that out, right?
Yeah. So they control flooding in the area. That's why these lakes were built. That's
Yep.
why the lake's there. So it's a 25 horsepower lake. The main reason being because it's a pretty decent sized lake. Not huge. I mean, some people be like, huh, that's a tiny lake. But it's
Yeah.
pretty decent size. I think it's like 9 mile round shoreline or some shit like that. Main reason is a lot of sailboats on it. It's a good sailing lake. Anyways, it's 25 horsepower. But now they just finally let the bigger boats put bigger motors on them. So like there's big ass houseboats on there, like 2-3 bedroom houseboats on that
Yeah.
lake for no reason. Besides, people got too much bloody money.
Right. I thought they always did like a horsepower to weight ratio though.
They did not. So they let them. What they used to do was just put like 2 9.9s on the back.
Right.
So you're not breaking 25, and those boats could just go slow sail. Now they have just started doing the weight ratio. So now, if it's a houseboat, they can put like 60 horses on the back, or 2 25s, or like 2 40s on whatever it is. But a lot of those big ass or houseboats have propulsion units in them too.
Okay.
So when they're docking, they can fire up that engine and do jet propulsion.
Point their jets to scoot them into the side and shit.
Yeah. So they can come in, nose in their front, and then boom, fire up that motor to boom, push the ass end in. And so
Right.
there's only, I think, 1 or 2 of those on our lake. This is probably like you go out to like Texas and California. There's probably a lot of those, but like especially in Texas where they got gigantic lakes out there. This is just kind of like a lake thing, but More boat stuff.
Yeah.
Uh,
Well, I'm trying to
with
think of.
with inboard motors and all that good jazz, but yeah, no, I mean they just started doing that. Was it last year or the year before with the bigger boats because they can 25 horsepower with the wind's kicking up.
Yeah.
And you're trying to dock. You ain't docking that boat when it's a big ass boat. The wind's just gonna push you around.
Well, so for anybody watching, which I think most of our listeners are from this area,
Sure.
I was trying to figure out a way to like compare it to. So I looked up Atwood, Tappan, and Salt Fork, but I was trying to think of like a famous lake because we said it's not a big lake. But just this is a fun fact for me that I didn't realize. Atwood Lake is 2,460 acres.
Okay.
Tappan is less.
Yeah.
I thought Tappan would be bigger because Tappan has I think they're like a 499 horsepower or some shit.
Yeah, they're almost unlimited. But if you ever go to that lake, it's in little sections.
Yeah.
So a lot of it's buoyed off. So there's like one sections where you can go out and rip it,
And go balls to the wall.
but there's most of it's not.
And then Salt Fork's an unlimited horsepower, it says here, and it's 2952, so they're all about the same size. I don't know. I mean, I know I'll look up Lake Erie. And then because it's
You can't even compare that. That's like
Lake Erie.
400,000.
Well, I'm thinking, if anybody listening outside of the T County area, they'll probably know what Lake Erie is. It's a great lake, so it's fucking
Right.
huge. But it's 6.361 million acres.
Right.
It's practically a fucking sea at this point,
Yeah, it's huge.
But I think since it's freshwater, I think it have to be saltwater to be considered a sea.
Right. No, it's fresh water, but it's massive.
Yeah, but I don't know. I was just trying to think, like, and anybody listening, what's a fucking famous lake?
I want to say Lake Cable.
Where's Lake Cable's in Ohio too, right?
Is that in Ohio or Texas? Oh, there's massive ones in Texas. They have all kinds of canal ways
Yeah.
and stuff. Michigan has a ton of
Yeah.
natural lakes.
Oh, this is throwing up Wisconsin.
Is that Wisconsin? Maybe it's a good fishing lake.
Cable Lake is 159 acres. That ain't shit.
Anyways,
But yeah,
it's a small lake, so you got to have a weight ratio. But there's some people that just decide they want to have giant ass houseboat on a lake for whatever reason. But
I mean, if I could afford it, I would.
it's sweet.
And that's why I was kind of asking, like, is there a limit on the type of boat? Because if I could afford fucking yacht, why not?
I don't see why not.
That'd be dope.
You just have to
Be the only yacht.
you have to pay a lot of money to dock it and pull it in and out.
If I can
You
afford
probably have to
a yacht.
customize the boat ramps and
If I can afford a yacht, I can afford to dock it on Atwood Lake.
cost you a lot of money because I don't think a boat ramp that's on Atwood Lake would be suitable to launch that thing.
But
yeah.
be baller as fuck though.
And then it's going to come down 2-lane roads and block off traffic and everything. Oh no, you'd be the king of that one.
The biggest douchebag on it. Like,
Yeah.
there's fucking Steve. Like, hey, it's cool, man. Have some drinks. Everybody party with me.
Yeah, you'd
Don't
be
party against me. Party with me. And then like, okay, this guy's cool. Hey, he's the yacht man.
Yeah, no, it'd never work out well for you.
Yeah, but so then I guess if I had that kind of money, maybe I wouldn't live in this area. But like, I like this area.
Yeah, and then you can only drive in really a certain path because of the depths and everything.
Yeah, and I'd
I
have
feel
to
like
park.
a yacht sticks way down. So
I'd have to park off of Boaters Beach and then get on my little shuttle
Yeah.
boat to get over to Boaters Beach and shit.
Yeah, exactly.
And then I find all the girls in thongs, like you. God, let's go
Get
hang
on
out
my
on my yacht. And then they'll be like, "Sorry, husband, I'm going," because
He's got a yacht.
'Cause he's got a yacht.
It's pretty much like you have your own island.
they're like, "Bro, you can come too. It's cool. You just got to put on a thong too."
Like you have your own island in the middle of a lake.
Yeah.
It's not cleared for that.
Yeah, at that point, you just get a baller ass fucking tune, and then a baller ass house.
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
Yeah.
Might as well have a mansion on a lake with a baller ass tune instead of a yacht on a lake with a baller ass tune to get you back and forth to things.
Yeah, the yacht sounds like a headache
Yeah.
because you couldn't really go anywhere. And you just be in the way of everybody. Everybody just be pissed at you all the
Yeah.
time. Like, he's taking up literally a fifth of the lake all the time.
Right. And I bet you that bitch makes, even though it's a no wake zone, I bet you that wake sucks. Like,
Well, you'd be going like, me. Like you would
Yeah,
barely,
yeah, 'cause
barely.
yeah, because a 25 on that would be like
it would take
troller.
one day for you to get to one side or the
Yeah,
other.
I bet you never break plane at all.
Yeah. I mean, you'd have to tune your engine down to do whatever. But anyways,
Yeah.
it would be, no.
It'd be funny, though. As a bit.
That's a bit.
As a
Yeah.
bit.
That's
It'd be
bit
funny as a
tried.
bit.
Just drop a giant boat
Yeah.
on the lake.
Put my yacht
What
on the
happened?
lake.
I mean, there's still some of these houseboats that are on our lake. Crack
Yeah.
me up. They crack me up.
Yeah. And
And those guys barely take them off of the dock. It's more like they own an apartment building.
yeah, it's more like their campsite.
They own an apartment or campsite or whatever on the lake, and they like just go down and chill on it. And
I could see that because, like, I know some people they'll buy a camper, which is like, I mean, obviously if you get a motorized RV like a big fucking bus,
yeah,
those things cost more than my house.
right.
And then you're just going to a campsite and you're on dry land, so maybe you have some toys like you got to go ATV and shit, or you go to a campsite and you rent boats or something. But like instead, you got the best of both worlds. Like I got my camper where I can stay for the weekend, and then if we want to go out and peruse around the lake, like I kind of get that. But I feel like the houseboats on our lake, I don't know how many. Well, I don't know. Maybe they are staying on them whenever they dock and shit.
Yeah, I think like they'll stay on the weekends and stuff like that. But
Yeah, because there's a couple you always see. They're always in the same spot on Boaters Beach.
yeah,
They're always there. They're big. That one in particular.
well, we got one guy like we went to high school with him. His dad has his, and he's got his spot there. He's even got a
Yeah.
rope tied in a tree, like and everything.
Yeah.
Um,
One more time that dude.
but
gets
that one's
there.
not like early. He gets there super early. Make sure nobody takes the spot.
I wonder if you beat him. Is he gonna be like, no, this is my spot? Like, not
Oh yeah, no, he's gonna.
not today.
He's 100% gonna ask you to move politely, and then if you don't move politely, he's probably gonna force you to move. I just feel like he's that type of guy.
Force me. Is he bigger than me? Shit, fuck, I don't know.
What if we got 6 boats in there, and then he'd be like, "Hey, this is my spot." But
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe he'll pay you $100 to move.
yeah, throw some money at it, buddy.
Yeah, find his rope and everything, clip onto it. Be like, "No, I found a rope.
Look,
here."
I even found a fucking rope here.
Yeah.
This is my rope, my spot. And that'd be even funnier. As if, okay, yeah, sure, I'll move, and then you go untie that rope from the tree and take it with you. Finders keepers, bitch.
He's a good dude. We wouldn't do that to him. But
Yeah, no,
yeah.
I'm not. I'm saying this. This is a bit. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
I would totally be 100% polite. Honestly, I don't plan on coming up to the sand with my boat ever again. Because I tried out those grounding rods last year, where basically you just kind of, it's a better way of anchoring your boat
Right.
off of the sand, and then you don't have to worry about the muddy feet coming onto your boat and shit.
Sure.
You're still like because I do love, like, if I want to like lay out in the sun or some shit, I like laying there and you feel
Motion of the ocean.
the waves just rocking you a little bit. You feel them going a little bit. So like I plan on staying a little more off of the beach line and just kind of right in the middle, and then I could still walk up to the beach and hang out with you guys and shit.
Yeah, so he's talking about we have like spot we pull up. We call it the islands, which is not. There are some like kind of little islands, but it's a sandbar.
Yeah.
But you can still get to it from mainland.
Yeah, you drag the front of your boat up. You don't have to worry about anchoring
yeah,
it or anything.
you just pull it in the sand and you're good to go. So
Yeah.
instead, we have grounding rods, which you just shove down into the mud or sand or clay or whatever the hell we're in, because we're in a man-made lake, and you just tie up to those. So
Yeah.
it's kind of cool.
Yeah, so my boat doesn't have power trim on it. So once you get in the shallows, you got to raise your motor up so your prop's not just spinning through the dirt and shit. You fuck up your prop and your gearings. Your gears don't like that. They're meant to go through water, tear through water, not tear through mud. And so since mine, I don't hit a button and it goes and lifts up for me. I got to do it by hand. I'm like, I always like feel like that asshole too. Like, oh, hold on, let me put my motor up, and I got to climb down in the water and place and shit.
All right.
I'll just be far enough out where I don't have to raise my motor.
Yeah.
Let the motor take a dip while I secure my boat.
Good. And the boys can still jump off the boat in the water
Yeah.
and stuff. And
Yeah.
yeah, still close enough to party.
Yeah.
You just park right behind me. Just,
And then it's always, not always, but it's usually kind of hard to find a spot depending on what time you get out.
oh, 100%.
Everybody wants to be up on that beach.
Yeah. And you can only fit maybe
Depending on
10, 12 boats.
yeah,
up
depending
in
on the
there,
height the
maybe.
how high the water is that weekend too, you know.
Yeah, and everybody's out there bright and early to get their spot
Right.
if it's a major holiday. And they all have secondary boats too. All those guys are like, well, most of them I'd say have a secondary
Yeah.
boat. So they just go in, put their pontoon in there, and then jump on their secondary boat, go back to their house. Like, no, my boat's in place. I'm like, if you're not on your boat, I'm gonna push it off.
Right. Well, I don't know. It was out there when we got here.
Yeah, I don't know. I just pulled up, man. Your boat's out there. I don't know.
You didn't tie. Oh, I found this cool rope on the tree. It's mine now.
Those guys just have a lot of passion to be out there.
It's hardcore.
Yeah.
It's hardcore. And honestly, like, I could see myself doing that because I wake up early all the time. Even like on weekends when I'm supposed to be sleeping in. You know, to me, 8, 9 o'clock in the morning is sleeping in. So if I lived on the lake and I knew like, oh, today's going to be a lake day and I've got the runner boat, like I would totally, I'm going to go out, you know what? I'm going to wake up, get the boat ready, load the cooler up, get the food on, get the boat ready to go out there, stake it down, tie it up, and then come back. Well, I'd have to find a ride back then at that point.
No, you have somebody drive your runner boat
Right.
and pick you up.
And then come back, wake the kids and wife up, and like, okay, everybody ready? And then like 1 o'clock, whenever everybody else gets
Or
ready.
no, you're good because you're out there, and then they wake up,
They
they
come-
jump on
yeah.
the runner boat and just meet you out there.
Then I'm out. Dude, that sounds so fucking perfect, honestly. Because then I'm up, 9 o'clock in the morning. I get out there. Boat's loaded. Cooler's loaded. Everything's loaded. You don't have anything to worry about. Just come meet me out
Chilling,
here.
smoking a cigar in the
Yeah.
morning, have a little
Fucking-
coffee.
Dude,
Have a little coffee. Maybe you fired up the grill and you're sizzling off some bacon egg
Yeah,
sandwiches and
Yeah,
you're like,
dude.
oh yeah, this is great.
do a
Just
couple
all by myself.
do a couple push-ups on the boat, get my workout in, and then I just lay in the
And
sun.
when they get ready and
Yeah.
they're finally ready, they just come out, jump on the runner boat, zip their way out to you.
Like 1 o'clock in the afternoon when they're finally ready to go boating. I've been out there
Mm-hmm.
for hours just enjoying life and the peace and
Just
fucking
relaxing,
quiet.
and then they come out, and then all right, time to go. Let's go. All right, what are we doing?
Yeah. Let's party now. Yeah.
Yeah, got my
that'd be
workout in
great.
out here.
Dude, I can't wait because me and Sarah have always said like, once the kids move out, we could probably live here forever. But like once the kids move out, maybe we really start thinking about getting a spot on the lake.
Yeah,
It's so dope out there. I love it.
it's nice.
Yeah.
I will agree.
Yeah. Yeah. How long have you lived in that spot now? You going on 10 years at least now, right?
I think since 2015, I want to say.
So 8 years.
Yeah, 8 years.
Yeah, dude.
Something
Probably
like
been a pretty good 8 fucking years, man.
that. It's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Winters are bleak, but you know I don't mind because I can play a lot of video games.
Winter sucks anyway.
Yeah, anywhere it doesn't matter.
My winter here in town sucks. The only benefit I have is like, if I want to go get food, I don't have to drive through that many shitty roads to get food or something. You know?
Yeah. You got to prepare.
Yeah.
You go to the grocery store, you just buy extra groceries. That's it.
Right. That's
That's it.
sounds like a rough
You
life.
got to cook a lot more instead of being like,
Oh no.
I can just run down the road and get fast food, or I can
Right.
get DoorDash or whatever it is. Although we did get DoorDash one time. out
Yeah.
there. We did. I'm talking we're in the middle of nowhere. We got
Yeah.
DoorDash Pizza Hut just because my wife wanted to try it. And
They-
somehow in the
So
town.
they pulled it from Carrollton then, right?
Yeah, they pulled it in Carrollton, which is a kind of a smaller town next to us. Apparently, there's a DoorDash driver there that accepted the offer, and she tipped him big, but she got like $20 off her first DoorDash whatever. So she basically
Right.
gave it to him,
Right.
and we got Pizza Hut delivered to us.
That's dope.
But We also have 2 different pizza places that will deliver to us still,
Yeah.
which is crazy because we're still in the middle of nowhere. But one's my uncle,
Susie Q's.
delivers sometimes, and then Crossroads Pizza in Carrollton. So
Crossroads still delivers there?
yeah,
That's dope.
so we are in the middle of nowhere, but we still have options.
Yeah, you're not completely.
But that's it.
isolated.
That's literally it. Grocery store, you still got to drive 10, 15, 20 minutes. We got dollar store, though. Boom.
Dollar
That's
General.
all you need sometimes. It's all you need.
What is
You want to make a night through, you go to a dollar store.
What is it about Dollar General in the last like 3 years? There's like, oh, is there nothing here? We're here now.
Yeah, just slap a Dollar General there.
They literally put them fucking everywhere. We passed 3 on the way out to your house.
Oh, easy, yeah.
And then not only, so we passed 3 going that way, and then there's one
It's
that way.
It's the rural supermarket. It's like they got milk, they got eggs,
Yep.
they got cheese,
Yep.
and then that's about it. For
Yep.
fresh. Well, now we have one that has produce in it.
Yeah, the Dollar General Market.
Well, no, I mean, our Dollar General in. So if you guys don't know these, if you're not from Ohio or whatever, or not from a rural area, these things pop up like weeds,
Yeah.
like fucking weeds. There's so many Dollar Generals popping up around us. They're everywhere. It makes sense to me. I mean, it's like kind of like they do the math. If there's enough population in an area, I don't know what it is, probably let's say 500 to 1,000 people that have to drive within 15, 20 minutes to a grocery store, they're putting one in there. They're
Yeah.
just, they're just going to knock her in there. But yeah, no, even the one in Delroy, which is a small town next to me with population probably like 200, maybe. There's Dollar General there. It's busy.
So for those, it's a Midwest thing for sure.
Oh my
They
God.
even got them in Cali, dude. That's Dollar General Locations USA. If you're watching right now, that little
Oh,
screen in the
that
middle will
is-
show that
Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh my
they're
God.
fucking everywhere, dude.
Yeah.
Especially Midwest and East Coast for sure. It looks like they got them on the West Coast a little more, but
What's convenient? Like you need,
yeah.
like sometimes you need a case of water. You need some pop. You need some
Well, they even have like
Frozen-
toiletry shits, like
toilet paper, paper towels, like
cold medicine. Fucking, they got a little bit of everything.
canned food. But yeah, even my one in Delroy now has produce, a very small produce cooler, but it's like
Yeah,
potatoes, onions, avocados, oranges,
yeah.
berry, whatever, like some fruit, like perfect. Like most of the time, it saves us a big trip to the grocery store.
Right.
It's just like, we just need these few things. Oh,
Well-
run to the Dollar General, grab it.
Yeah, and like 90, I don't know about you, but 90% of the time you make that big trip to the grocery store, you're gonna forget a couple things, or you get enough of everything else that there's gonna be those 5 like bread, milk,
Yeah.
eggs, butter, like, and maybe toilet paper now and then. You're gonna run out of those before you run out of everything else you stockpiled. Fucking Dollar General. It's
Dollar
right
General.
there.
Boom.
It's right there.
And maybe you just got an ice cream fix and you want some ice cream.
Yeah.
Dollar General.
Yep.
Maybe you want some chips. Dollar General.
Dollar General.
Maybe you need a birthday card and you forgot about it.
Fucking Dollar General.
Dollar General.
Yeah.
Do you need a gift for that birthday? You get a gift card at Dollar General.
Dollar General, dude. Yeah.
Like it's just kind of our little corner store
Yeah.
that doesn't exist.
Yeah, we don't,
Really.
we're not like New York City. We don't have bodegas everywhere, like the little corner store shit. We got the gas station that we really like, and then we got the Dollar General that we really
Yeah.
like.
Yeah. Like for me to get to a grocery store, I got to go pretty much 15, 20 minutes either way.
Right.
15 minutes to a grocery store I don't like too much. 20 minutes to a normal grocery store or Walmart. And everybody has a Walmart, right?
Yeah.
So like
What Walmart for you is like a good 35, 40 minutes probably.
probably 20, 25, yeah.
From your place?
Yeah.
Dude, it's 15 easy from here. That's hitting the highway.
Yeah,
hitting
well, I'm
250.
cutting in. When I'm cutting in.
Yeah.
Cutting in. I don't know.
Yeah,
I
'cause
don't have time. I don't go there ever.
Yeah, right, right.
I don't go there ever, so I don't know.
You fucking hate Walmart.
fucking hate Walmart.
The only
fucking
time
hate it.
I think the last time you went to Walmart is because I made you go. I'm like, dude, I'm telling, because we're gonna have steaks.
And that's literally the last time I've been in there.
We were gonna grill steaks off here.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, and you're like, let's go to Beeler's. I'm like, bro, but Walmart has great steaks. It's what people don't realize is they have good choice steaks and at great prices. And you were even like, yep. And you even bought a brisket too.
That's where I do go for my briskets.
Yeah.
'Cause
You're like, the price, you can't beat the price on this. I'm like, I know. That's why I kind of come here.
That's where I buy my briskets because they're cheap. Because I don't normally care too much about my grade of brisket.
Yeah.
Now, saying that and knowing my knowledge, I should buy a better brisket, but let's see how it compares. It's probably going to be way better if I buy like a better cut of brisket.
But
But
I mean, Walmart still deals in choice
yeah, but I know.
because they bought the fucking market out.
I know. And choice is fine. But sometime I want to try like a prime brisket.
I was going to say that's the only grade above choice, right? Is prime.
And certified Angus beef brisket. It's just going to be a better cut quality.
But
It's better marbleization. It's better,
Right.
better things for it.
But certified Angus can still. Certified Angus doesn't fall under the USDA choice prime standards, though, does it?
It's a cut above their standards. We'll talk about it later. We'll talk about it later. We don't, it's not a podcast.
Yeah. But the way it was like, yeah, it doesn't fall under those standards, but it's always going to be better. I'm like, well, is it? If it doesn't fall,
Not this, but
it's almost like me saying like I'm creating my own standards. The way I've always looked at it,
no, I can explain it to you, but
and
I don't.
and just
All right. Well, hey, you know what?
Well,
Here's some education for you. So, certified Angus beef, what that is. So they only give their license out to so many people. I happen to work for a company that has one of those licenses. Basically, they go through I gotta get this right. A 21-point inspection on a piece of cattle. So,
and it's a breed of cow though, too.
no, it's not. Typically, it's Black Angus.
Okay.
Typically, it's Black Angus, which most of our beef comes from. But that does not necessarily mean it has to be Black Angus.
I didn't know that.
What it is they come in, they cut the hanging carcass, they look at all the different factors, they look at the marbleization, they look at the age is a factor. There's so many different factors.
Right.
So this crew basically comes in, they look at all these hanging cattle. There's cuts done, whatever. It's normal grading process for USDA. If it falls into a certain category, so it has to have certain marbleization, has to have certain weight, certain age, certain blah 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 blah. It's got to fit this criteria. If it fits all that criteria,
Right.
then it's certified Angus beef.
But it doesn't have to be an Angus cow.
Oh, no, not necessarily. Because you could probably hang anything there as long as it fits in that criteria. It'd be called that. But normally Angus cows are beef, anyways, so it doesn't matter.
Gotcha.
Well, it might have to be an Angus cow. I don't know, but
Because I always thought it was a certification on the breed
But-
line of the cow, and then to get that certified stamp, then it had to meet like the choice or better or something like that.
it's choice or better, and then it's all the other factors. that
Do
go
you know
into
how
it.
they're finished?
What do you mean?
The grain finished or grass fed?
That doesn't matter.
Because I know a lot of companies will get away with like they say it's a grass fed beef, but they're the last 6 months before they go to butcher, they're grain finished.
That does not matter for their spec.
Okay.
Now, most people will grain finish them to get the higher
Everybody
marbleization.
fucking grain finishes them. I see no problem with grain finishing. There's some so another fun fact about beef is there's a lot of cunts that are very picky about their beef, and they say that grain finish is the devil because cows weren't meant to eat grain. They're only supposed to eat grass, and grass finish is the best thing in the world. But grass, 100% grass fed and finished has lower fat content, and they never make a prime
It's a
grade.
shitty cow.
They
It's a
never-
shitty cow.
They never prime grade because
That's your select grade cow. that's your
but it's
that's your Mexican beef.
But it's still supposed to be better for you to eat because you're eating an animal you're eating a natural animal that ate its natural diet. There's nobody's played God along the way and forced them to do something that they wouldn't do naturally.
Right.
That's why it's supposed to be better healthy for you or some,
Yeah.
But that's a whole nother level of beef cunts.
Oh yeah. The whole grass fed thing is the stupidest shit ever. I mean, because they can label anything grass fed they want. Because all fucking cows eat grass.
Yeah.
Everything eats grass. Like, all that.
And
So,
I do know that to get a grass-fed label, they have to be, pasture only, but then they can be finished in like the last few months. They be grass-fed, grain-finished, and be labeled as grass-fed cow.
yeah, they still eat a lot of grain.
But for 100% grass-fed, it has to be range only, no grain at all.
Yeah, not
And there will be lower fat content. Like it's basically like the whole thing's a sirloin steak. Then you don't get the fatty content.
It's not tasty.
Well, sirloins have that meat flavor, but it's
Well, no, I'm not saying sirloins aren't tasty. I'm just saying the cow in general is not tasty.
and fat has flavor in my mind.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, find out whatever beef you like and fucking eat it. How about that?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of different specs between certified Angus beef. And you can still have certified Angus beef, and then you can still have a prime cow, prime cuts.
Yeah.
So they both can fall in the same category. Thing with certified Angus beef, they go through more inspections. That's basically what it breaks down to in a nutshell. So you're guaranteed probably a better quality piece of beef picking from the certified Angus beef. But it's like 1 in 20 steaks might be bad in certified Angus beef, or 1 in 30 in a USDA graded prime steak might be bad. So it's just kind of like there's still a condition that if you go to the grocery store or you go to the restaurant or whatever it is,
Yeah.
and you get a steak and you're like, man, I thought this was supposed to be a good steak. There's a chance
Yeah.
off of that cow it could be shitty. And there's also
Yeah.
a chance where if you get a lower grade steak,
Right.
that it could be
great.
just as good.
Dude, I've seen choice. I've seen choice in what's under choice select.
Select,
I've seen
yeah.
fucking selects that are dope. I'm like,
Well-
we've butchered in the choices. We're like this loin should have been graded prime.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. And it's just because when they cut into it, wherever they cut into it, or whatever measurements they took, or whatever happened, it can be deformations in the loin,
Yeah.
things like that. There's a lot of factors that go into that people don't realize and people don't think about, and people are just like price.
Yeah.
I get it. That's what I do for a living. It's just, do you want a more consistent product than you go and buy yourself the higher end stuff?
Yeah.
Or do you want more of a gamble where you're going to have a lot more shittier steaks? It's basically what it comes down to.
So down to brass tacks then. Prime steaks and Angus Reserve steaks can be exactly the same.
Not Angus certified Angus beef.
Or I'm sorry, certified Angus. Yeah,
Angus
Reserve is
Reserve,
a brand name from a purveyor.
a purveyor that
Yeah.
makes their own shit up.
So certified Angus beef.
Sorry.
Certified Angus beef. That CAB, certified Angus
Yeah.
beef, and prime steaks can literally be the same thing.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm. I was just under the impression that
There's a few more tests that go down over here, but prime is like,
yeah, I feel you. My impression was that all certified Angus beef can also be prime, but not all prime beef can be certified Angus, because I thought the Angus thing was all wrapped around a breed of cow.
yes, I think it just, well, because most of our steaks come from the Angus cow.
Right.
But no, I mean, technically, technically, I think if you hung the wrong cow, which you're not going to do,
Right.
but black Angus cows are what our meat come from. That's just how it's been established. Now.
Right.
But if you hung the wrong cow and it graded out right, they'd be like, nope, that's certified Angus beef.
Yeah.
Like they wouldn't know.
What costs more, prime or cab?
Well, so you can have cab prime. You can have a grade of cab prime steak, and you can have just prime Angus prime steaks. It just depends. It's really a vendor thing. That's all it is. That's all it is. It's not. They'll be the same price between. I don't know.
Or at least similar.
Yeah, it's really
Like
the
this-
label's getting stamped on something. Like, no, we're backing this.
Right.
So, Certified Angus Beef is a company in Ohio that literally they send their own guys in after the graders come in, and they regrade and stamp everything Certified Angus Beef.
Gotcha.
It's basically what it is. It's a stamp of approval saying, no, we know this cow is fucking good. So we're backing it.
It's almost like a secondary.
We're
stamp.
putting our name on it. We're saying, no, this cow is going to be awesome. That's what it is.
So like anything USDA labeled as select, they're not even gonna take a second glance at.
Right. No, not at all. So when they're hitting their prime,
Does cab include choice in there? Or
yes,
is it,
no, it does. Yeah, when they're hitting
So-
their prime and they're hitting their choice, that's the cows they're looking at. If they're select or
So-
no roll,
So that certified Angus beef mark is basically like a second seal of approval. It's already gone through the USDA,
correct.
and then they're just like, we agree with them.
And then they go pick out their cows.
I gotcha.
Well, they get the first. I think they actually get the first run out, and they're like, "Nope, that's mine. That's mine. That's mine. That's mine. That's mine. That's mine." They get the first. They get the first run through. They're like, "Mine, mine, 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 mine." These are the best looking cows. And then the USD comes through and goes prime, prime, choice,
Choice.
select. That's how it works.
All right.
So
Still
yes,
makes
probably.
no sense.
I know.
I was hoping maybe like at that point I was thinking like, okay, USDA comes in and puts their stamp of approval on.
I know.
and
I think I kind of flip flopped on
and
that.
then the cab people come through and be like, we agree with them, and they get a second seal of approval.
No, I think actually the cab people go through first, and they're like cab.
Okay.
And then they come in and go prime.
Okay.
So they get the leftovers.
Huh.
Or it's a counterweight thing where it's like, no, we both share it.
Right.
What's the demand for it? But who do we
It's-
want to sell it? I
It's
don't know.
probably also marketing and shit. Like, oh, people like prime steaks down there. Let's sell it to them. People like cap steaks over here. Let's,
Oh, it's definitely marketing. And it's not in every state. It's not everywhere.
I can't
They
get
only-
cab beef in Texas.
You might be able to.
But still,
You gotta look it
kind
up.
of regional.
Yeah, it's regional for sure.
Man, dude, I kind of want to do a deep dive. Okay, we've done it a lot, but I feel like we need to do some real research and do it.
I
And
got a
then-
lot of knowledge of it, but
Well,
it's
yeah.
like it's very intense, man. It's
It sounds
very,
like it goes a lot deeper. Like, and I trust you because you sell
Yeah.
the products and shit.
Yeah, it's there's a lot to it. There's a lot of specs to it.
Yeah,
There's a lot of shit to it.
yeah.
Google literally, if you Google Certified Angus Beef, they have their own website. They have a fucking app on their phone. You can kind of like dive into it, and they tell you about how they grade, how they like the different farmers. And there's a lot of farms in Ohio that the one thing they all
Find a
strive.
retailer near you.
They all strive to hit Certified Angus Beef. And the reason why is because they make more money. But they have to put more time and effort in to make those cows that. So that's Certified Angus Beef in a nutshell. I could probably spit out some more facts if I was sober, but right now I'm just like, I don't know. I'm done with it. I train this shit all the time. I'm done with it. But anyways, what else is going on this week, Steve? Let's get off from beef.
I don't know.
We've been on boats and beef, man. Boats and beef. We're ready to fucking boat. We're ready to grill some steaks. I think that's it.
We're
That's
ready
it.
for both
We're out.
beef. And honestly, I feel like throwing a third B here. Let's take a break.
All right, let's take a break.
If you guys don't mind, we're gonna take like a 5-10 minute break here, real quick.
We're back.
We're back.
If you're watching live, we'll be on hold.
We'll be back with you here in a second. Let me put the holding screen up. Oh, that's the wrong one. There we go. Kill the mics. All right.
Enough about beef.
We're back. We're going to stop talking about beef.
Just so if
We're
you
stop
know,
talking about boats.
yeah, Google certified Angus beef.
Nope,
if
we're
you're
not talking
interested.
about it anymore.
and you'll find out. But yeah, that's it. So done.
Here's a big one.
What you got?
Big fucking news.
Big news.
Huge.
Huge.
So big when I was at the gym this morning. I was running on a treadmill, and I like to look up, and I have all the
You got an
TVs up there,
erection, didn't you?
and I because I read the subtitles. I'm a
Yeah.
and on CNN reported today
Oh no.
that Starbucks is changing their ice.
Son of a bitch.
Like, no, honestly, I was being facetious. Like, what? Like, I'm looking at it, like, and I mean, I guess it's different because like the last few days has been like there's terrible news. There seems like there's been more shootings and all this other bullshit and blah 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 blah. But I look up, I'm like, so this is fucking news now. Starbucks is changing their ice. They're changing from ice cubes to nugget ice. So what the fuck does that mean? What does that even
nugget of
mean?
an ice?
I don't know. Maybe I should Google this and put it.
I'm thinking it's like, all right, so not like a round ball, but it's just like kind of a weird piece, right? It's kind of like that crushed ice situation you get, but not really. Yeah, nugget of ice. What's a nugget of ice? It's a gold nugget.
Starbucks is rolling out
They're going to that little ice.
a new type of ice.
Well, thank God.
Oh, and this one. This is from the Today Show. The headline is that some fans aren't cool with it.
Going nugget ice.
May 10th, a post on Reddit fuels speculation a new type of ice may be coming to Starbucks. Post shared a subreddit. Our Starbucks claimed the pebble-shaped ice will be changing to our ice lattes and ice refresher drinks for good.
Oh, the pebble shape. So it's like that little
New special
like
ice. Special ice. We are one of 3 cafe stores. What do you guys think?
They're going to charge a premium for that
It
shit.
looks like the ice at Sonic. Sonic didn't. I always.
Yeah, it's kind of like a crushed ice in a way. It's
Yeah.
just more like, I don't know.
Smaller ice instead of the bigger cubes.
Yeah.
All it's going to do is more surface area in the ice, water your drink down faster.
Probably. They figured they'd make a
It is if you
couple mil off that.
if you're the type of person who likes to chew ice every once in a while, I get into that little kick.
Oh, yeah.
If you like chew ice, the smaller, I guess nuggets is what they're calling it.
Nuggets.
The smaller
Nuggets of
ones
ice.
are easier to chew for sure. Like if you like to crunch on ice.
Hey, have you ever had a nougat of ice?
No.
Yeah, that's when you accidentally freeze a piece of old something from the from the sink because you left your ice cube tray there, and it becomes a nougat. Oh, I got a piece of carrot in here.
Nougat.
Oh, I got some piece of cereal. That's
thinking
a
of that.
little nougat.
I was thinking of that weird fluffy sugary thing that goes into Milky Ways. That's nougat.
Yeah, so it's just something in the middle, right? It's just nougat.
Like I was like, I can't wait to talk about this on podcast. Big fucking news, baby. Starbucks has new ice. What?
Who gives a shit?
Get the fuck out of here. Hey! What?
Oh my God,
Yeah. No, like,
the world's changed forever.
and I don't know. I guess if it is smaller, because I know Sonic Ice. I know 100% what Sonic Ice is, and
Yeah.
it's not big cubes. Do you have a favorite type of ice?
Well, it depends what we're talking about. There's a lot of different things where you need different ice cubes. All right. So, obviously, you're enjoying a nice bourbon drink or a whiskey drink.
Yeah.
You want a big old ice sphere. You want something that's not going to melt. Like you say, surface area is
You don't-
important.
You don't want a lot of surface area to water down
Yeah.
too quick.
Now, if I'm getting a soft drink from like Mickey D's or Starbucks, apparently I don't really go there, but
Yeah.
you want a crushed ice, maybe even like blah blah blah. You want something thinner, something that's gonna melt more because
Cool it down
keeps your
quick.
drink cold.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, the standard that I think I would like the most is I have one ice cube tray or maybe 2 in my fridge, and it's a pretty good, like, decent sized block,
Yeah.
right? So why that's so good is because I only need to pop out 3 of them sons of bitches
Right.
to put in the glass to cool a can of pop down, cool cocktail down,
Right.
cool anything. You only need like 3 of those. I'm filling up a Yeti. I can use 4 of those.
Right.
But then I like to put an ice sphere in the bottom of my Yeti and then pop like 3 of those, 2 or 3 of those on, and then my ice is going to last an extended period of time,
Right.
but cool quickly. So it all depends on the size of your cup. Really.
Right, and it depends on the size of your cups. Depends on the type of beverage you're putting in there too, as well.
Right.
If I had a favorite, and I like it just because I can play with it, is the ones that are the spheres that have the hole in the center.
Mm.
So then, like, if I'm having a beverage with a straw, like I could put my straw through there and like blow through it and shit. Like those ones are fun to play with.
Yeah, I have the shot glass.
When it comes to consuming, I'm just
I had the shot glass ice mold, so you fill it up with water and
Yeah.
like it goes around the bottom, but it has like a center thing. I don't know how it works, but it's still how freezes underneath. But,
Yeah.
those are awesome because like it's like, oh, I got a shot glass.
Right.
And then just throw those in a cup too. Like I've stuck them up in my Yeti, and then I just poured vodka down the middle of it, and just like let it funnel through, like
Actually,
melt that center slowly.
To be honest, I think my favorite ice is the bagged ice where it's in weird chunks. 'Cause
Yeah.
you get some big boys, you get some little boys, you get the shavings, like
smash it off the ground.
yeah, you smash it off the ground, you dump it in your
Get
cooler.
aggressive with it.
All the small shavings melt real quick and transfer all of their, or well, they suck because they don't transfer their cold energy. They pull the heat energy out real quick and they melt. They
Yeah.
sacrifice themselves to cool that drink quickly. Then you have your medium chunks that do the rest, and you have your big chunks that go long term. I like that mixed bag.
Right.
And then you get some smaller ones if you want to chew a couple. You got a couple little poppables in there.
Have you seen all this dumb shit where like I've seen on TikTok and stuff where like they take a block of ice and then they put it in this press and then they smash it down to get this perfectly clear sphere of ice. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, so what are you gonna do with that perfectly clear sphere of ice? You gonna put a brown liquor on top of it?
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck was the point of all of what you just did?
Oh, it's like that big copper thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they put a chunk in there, and then and it melts around it to make the
Yeah, so they make ice part of the show.
Yeah.
Part of the show, like, oh, look, you can see straight through this thing.
Well-
It's beautiful. And it's like, all right, yeah, that's cool as balls, but
I know a lot of that too comes into
it's purity water. Yeah.
purified water. I know you can make clear ice yourself if you catch it in the middle of the freezing process where the outside's frozen and then the inside's still liquid, and you like you say you're making a big cube, like a foot by foot cube, and then all the water in the middle is pure because it hasn't frozen yet. You dump that out, and then you freeze it standard. All your cubes are going to be clear as shit.
All I'm saying is, one, we got time for that. And
Nobody
two,
does. Nobody
I
has
ain't
time.
paying an extra fucking $10 for you to bang around with some ice up there. Just give me my drink with some ice cubes in it.
Well, I will say this.
Or just freeze a sphere. You don't need to make a whole, oh, look, it's clear. I don't care. When you put it in the glass, it's not clear anymore. It's done.
I will say this, though. Apparently, some people do have time for it because some people do that,
Of course they do.
right? And they
course they
probably charge like $15 for that
Yeah, that one glass of bourbon that guy
artisan
had
cocktail or
cost
whatever.
$75, and I'm never paying that for a drink.
Well,
I will say never.
I'll tell you this
I
much.
might, but
I'll tell you this much. If I'm paying $75 for a drink, I don't want it on ice. I want it in a natural state, especially a bourbon. I want that shit neat, baby.
I like a hint.
I want it just like me.
I
Neat.
like a hint of ice or water to it. A little bit.
Yeah.
Just
Maybe a
kinda
packet of Splenda.
pack it. Take it off.
It's a joke from The Office.
Yeah.
It's an Office reference.
Oh yeah. I remember that. Yeah.
Michael Scott's like, he's like, oh, I got this bottle of scotch from Lee Iacocca. And then like Michael Scott drinks, he's like, you got some Splenda? But no, man, I mean, when it comes to bourbon and liquors, if I'm drinking a fine liquor, I'm going to go neat all day.
Yeah, I'll drink it neat, but I do like.
Or
I like it chilled.
I'll tell you what, too.
I like it chilled. Put that bottle in the freezer for me. And then that's an experience.
And I'm
too.
also a huge, because being from my background, I'm a huge person of a proponent of chef's recommendation,
Yeah.
right? And especially like if you're gonna get that $75 pour, why don't you try it twice? Get it the way
Right.
you want it, and then get it at the bartender's
Can you
recommendation.
split that? Can you give it to me warm and cold
Yeah.
and split it for me?
Unless they say I recommend this neat, like cool, that's all I need to know.
Yeah.
Or if they're like, you can try it neat, but if you try it chilled, it calms down a little more of the floral notes and like. So, actually, this is another funny story. I figured out what it takes to be a bourbon cunt.
Okay.
Right? Because I've been around a little bit. Travel around
Been
a little bit.
around the block.
Whenever I'm eating by myself, I like to eat at bars. I hit some fancier restaurants, and I also hit some low key like mom and pop places. I do them all, right?
Put that Basil Hayden.
Yeah, and so to kind of preface this, like I remember when wine snobs were the thing, wine cunts were the thing,
Right.
and you just kind of you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. You just got to learn keywords.
Right.
Like, oh, it's got a little hint of oak. Oh, yeah. You just say a hint of this, or I get a little floral note. I'm like, oh, that finish is, I don't know. And I feel like some figs or some currant, and like everybody's like, oh yeah, this guy knows what the fuck he's talking about. When really, it tastes like fucking wine. You know what I mean?
Yeah, kind of.
In the long run, do you really know? It's all subjected to your perspective, right?
Yeah.
The way I taste it could be completely different than the way you taste it.
Right.
The way I describe it could be completely different from the way you just want to sound smart doing it.
Sure. Oh yeah. I don't describe shit.
So
ever,
100, yeah, but 100%. If you ever get in a situation where you want to sound like you know what you're talking about bourbon, and you're like, oh, what's the price on that? And they're like, honestly, overpriced. And they'll be like, yeah. 99% of the fucking time to be a bourbon cunt, all you got to do, you don't even have to say it's bad. You don't even have to say it's good. You don't even have to talk about flavor. You just say, honestly, a little overpriced. And like, you know what?
You're right.
And if it's really good, you say a little overpriced. If it's not that good, oh, overpriced. Like, yeah, you got it. This guy knows.
He knows what's up. Because he drinks expensive bourbons all
That's
the time.
all
so
the fuck
that's
it
all he
takes.
knows. Yeah.
That's all the fuck it takes. Overpriced.
I mean, I do think that is one of those things where, like, with bourbons, especially like any alcohol,
Yeah.
obviously there's different flavor to it.
Right.
But like when you get into bourbons, it's like how fucking much. And I love bourbon. Don't get me wrong.
Right. Yeah, 100%.
I know the difference between a good and bad bourbon. I'm not gonna say that. That I'm not discrediting some people, but how much of an alcoholic are you when you're like, this bourbon has just no blah blah. It's like, all right, man, just calm down, enjoy what you're fucking drinking. I don't care either.
The
way.
biggest thing to me with any drink, it's the extremes.
Mhm.
With
Oh God,
with
yeah.
any liquor, does it finish hot or does it finish smooth?
Right.
Like, is your throat burn or does it not? Does it not burn? Good sign. Especially with anything aged, anything, whether it be wine or bourbon or even because like beer you have aged in barrels.
Yeah.
Is it over smoked? Yeah, not good. Is
Yeah.
it is the smoky subtle? Good. You know, unless you really like smoky shit. But
Talk about Cody and smoke.
but it's literally that's the thing. All of this is like it's like looking at a piece of fucking art.
Right.
You know, it's your perspective.
At the end of the day, do you like it or not? Fuck that.
Right.
You're done.
Why do I have to fucking explain the flavors and my sensations and like the
yeah.
palate and a nose for it and shit? Like,
Well, people got too advanced. That's it.
they're being cunts.
I was trying to help out, but it didn't.
Yeah, they're being cunts.
Now I have and this might be me being personal, but every white wine is always chilled to maximum coldness,
Yeah,
typically at restaurants and stuff.
yeah.
But if you drink a warm white wine, that is another experience. I will say that.
Is to me, I love cold white wine.
Yeah, no, I'm not. I'm saying I like cold white wine too.
Right.
But it's a different experience if you drink a warm white wine. It's like red wine. Ain't nobody chilling that shit down.
Right.
But maybe they should.
I've seen people drink red wine with ice cubes.
Yeah.
But like, I'm not gonna judge you for
But then
enjoying. I'm not gonna yuck your yum.
But then you're gonna be like, I'm not putting fucking ice cubes in my red
love 'em
wine because I'm
good.
too fancy.
dry, fucking
Yeah,
desert.
but you ever
dry.
try with ice cubes?
Desert dry red wine. I've tried them chilled. I've tried them, but I love a desert dry, room temperature red wine, and I love an ice cold. I'm not a big fan of oak finish Chardonnays, but I do love a steel finish Chardonnay.
What I'm saying, white
Crisp.
wines brought up to the right temperature are better. That's all I'm saying.
I like a cold.
I'm gonna be a wine snob for a second, even though I don't drink that much of it. I literally
Right.
haven't had wine in like 2 months. But
Dude, when we went to caves, we got that bottle of Chardonnay.
oh yeah,
Super
I was
chilled.
warming my glass up.
Super chilled. That was refreshing to me. But then when we had that steak the last day, that we got a cab,
Yeah.
right? It was a little drier. I love
Nice
it.
Pinot.
Oh, Pinots are
Nice
dope though
Pinot.
too. Yeah.
Hey, if you haven't, we're into some different shit. But,
I'm on the spectrum of do what the fuck you love, and
but
don't
try everything too.
and don't
Don't
let
be
anybody
afraid.
else tell you different.
But don't be afraid to try shit either.
Right? Try it all.
You
Give it
know?
all a shot.
Give it all a little taste.
If you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. And if somebody's gonna be like, "Oh, you like that? Well, you must not like wine." Fuck that person. They're a cunt.
Yeah.
They're a piece of shit for trying to. They're yucking your yum, man.
Yuck and yum.
They're literally sitting there telling you. They're trying to sway you into liking things that you don't like. That's
Yeah.
not what life's all about. Let people enjoy their shit, man.
Just because they got their own thing, don't let it influence
Right.
your thing. You
But
know
at
what I
same
mean?
right, appreciate. Maybe listen to them. Give them a second. Be like, hey, man. Well, this is the way I like it. What do you like? Give them a minute to explain their thing.
Yeah.
Be like, yeah, man, I get that. It's just not for me. And then you kind of level the playing field. Like, that's for you. This is for me. I get it. And then like, hey, we just both enjoy the things we like.
Yeah, I've
Let's
always been that way.
appreciate that.
Like, I don't dog. Like, I'm a cigar guy. We're cigar guys.
Mm-hmm.
Not so hardcore anymore, but I would never.
we were
like-
there for a minute.
Yeah, I would always give out a cigar, even
Yeah.
a decent one, good one, to somebody that I know. They're probably going to smoke a tenth of it
Right.
and put that out. But I don't care. Because at the end of the day, they're trying.
They gave it a
trying.
shot.
You know what? Give it a shot. Don't criticize anybody that gives it a shot.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's it.
I think at one point, and I know, I feel like my cigar flavors have changed more. I've never been one for the ones that are flavored tipped with the sweetness infused on them, but I never bashed anybody for doing that. And I think even back when we first kind of got into it, you liked,
I had a cappuccino one that was banging.
but like back in the day, your Five Vegas were they were a blonde wrapper.
Oh, very blonde, very mild. Yeah.
And I was like, once I got into it, I'm like, no, bro. Like, I like these Maduro wrappers, dude. Like, the Maduros are where it's
Yeah,
at.
you wanted to go heavy real quick, and I was
Hard
like,
and heavy,
"Ah."
full of flavor, dude.
I was like, I don't know how you do that, but that's fine.
And then I think, like, over time, they evolved because we've started smoking more different cigars and shit. And
Yeah.
and honestly, I feel like that's the thing is don't get pigeonholed in too many. Obviously, know what you like and know what you love, but try new things, man.
Oh,
That's what
yeah.
life. That's the fucking flavor of life, man. There's
I'd try heavy duty, and I'd smoke maybe half a heavy duty and be like, it's just too much for me. I got to put it out.
yeah.
My dad being a big cigar guy, like I'd smoke half a cigar sometimes and be like, it's just too much for me. I got to put it out. He understands that.
Yeah.
People understand that. If you tell them, don't just throw it down and walk away. Just be like, you know
Right.
what? That's just too much for me. I can't handle it. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? It's like in sex, right?
Well,
That's too much. I can't handle. Stop.
and I guess
But
too,
you tried.
I guess too. Maybe there's different moments for things too. Even in sex,
Right.
Even in sex,
It's life in general. It's life
sometimes
in
you
general.
just like, hey man, we need
Yeah.
to do this. Let's get. And then other nights, it's like, let's take like 4 hours and really explore our bodies and find new things and maybe new ways.
The problem is nowadays we're all too afraid of like our friends and being like, hey man, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Can you help me?
Right.
Like you're in an experience. Just say we're in an experience. Like we're going parachuting. You've gone twice. I've never gone. That's pretty extreme.
But still.
Let's say we're changing brakes on the car, okay?
Yep.
We both know how to do it or whatever. But let's say I've changed brakes once. You've changed brakes 500 times.
Right.
And we're like, hey, can I use your garage to change brakes? Like the one guy is always afraid to just be like, hey man, I'm only doing this once. Can you help me?
Right.
Like, it's just people are too afraid to be like
Nobody ever wants to say I'm
shadow casted across
and
them.
and the sentence can be in that same kind of frame of mind, you can ask stupid questions, but there's no way to. I don't believe there's any such thing as stupid questions. There's stupid ways of asking them.
Yeah.
Say like, hey, actually, I'm kind of inexperienced in this. Could you give me some tips?
Give me some guidance.
Give me
Whatever.
some tips and pointers.
Yeah.
Nobody's gonna ever frown on you for that.
And I'm just breaking this all off from
But
the
still-
whiskey and
but-
the wine and everything we were
I
talking
mean,
about.
But I mean,
yeah.
there's so many people out there. But I feel like everything's always brought to this tribal fucking mind frame.
Nobody knows everything.
Yeah. Nobody knows everything. This is only one thing.
That's kind of what it is. But,
Yeah.
yeah.
But no, and don't be afraid to ask for help. Don't be afraid to ask for tips or guidance. And,
Yeah.
and ask for opinions. Just, don't just be like, well, your opinion sucks. Mine's better. Fuck you. You're a piece of shit.
Yeah, they're not a friend.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Dude, we've got on a fucking.
we've got on a tear there. We're done.
Yeah.
Uh,
Honestly, I think we've got a full episode here.
I had myself a damn good time.
I did too. Before we close out,
Yeah.
please click like and subscribe. Always follow us on the live feeds and all that fun stuff. If you are joining us live, make sure you comment. Let me double check here. Nobody has commented on shit. But, if you had, maybe this would be the time where we'd talk to you. So, ask us our opinion. Don't be afraid.
Did you have a damn good time?
I had a damn good time. Did you have a damn good time?
I had a damn good time. Love you, bro.
Love you too. We love you guys, the listeners, and we'll catch you 2 weeks from now.
Yeah. We're going to take next week off.
Next week's Derek's wedding. We won't be here. So check out our backlogs. Look at all the other. There's tons of content out there. Find us there. But after that, we'll be back.
Maybe repost a favorite. I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out.
We love you.
Love you guys.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.